Hey guys, Mika here, and I'm bringing you a fantastic instrument from Peter Moreros of Cornerstone Ukulele. So this is a custom tenor size, like I mentioned Cornerstone ukulele, and I love the blue on this. If you guys can tell me what specific blue this is, it's very pretty. Kind of gives off like a teal, maybe turquoise kind of color, but let me know if there's a specific blue because I really love this blue and I want to be able to call it correctly. But anyway, so this is a fantastic instrument from Cornerstone. All of his instruments are just top tier. Um, Really, just again, I can just go jump right into this. This is beautiful sinker redwood top here on the top, and just nice dark streaks of the black right here, all different types of colors and all different shades of brown, pretty much the whole spectrum of all the browns you can find. It's all right here on this sinker redwood here on the top, really nice. And then even I don't think it's really can be seen in the camera, but when I look up close you can see that kind of fogginess or that kind of grain. Again, the fogginess, yeah, in the grain of the wood. Just beautiful, real nice detail. Moving on to the sides and back, really nice Amazon rosewood with that nice distinctive sapwood here in the middle. Amazon rosewood, to my knowledge, is kind of on the denser side. I'm not sure how dense it is in relation to like say Brazilian rosewood, but it's definitely on the denser side. So you're gonna get a lot more of that kind of lower end response with the sound or the tonal properties of this instrument. It's a pretty heavy instrument too, so you can tell with the density of this Amazon rosewood. But nonetheless, beautiful. All these different types of brown here on the side, more of that kind of lighter milk chocolate kind of brown, but then you have that more of the darker shades of the brown here in the back with that nice, again, beautiful, more yellow white sapwood in the middle. Beautiful, just kind of brown aesthetic or brown theme going on in this instrument. And like I mentioned earlier, I love the contrast of this kind of, again, turquoise teal kind of blue recon stone here around the rosette alongside with all of the different shades of brown all over the on the instrument, including the slight staining of the gloss neck here, mahogany neck. And then even on the heel right here, you can see that it's stained. So it's a little darker than say like the middle here of the neck. But again, beautiful, just really dark kind of color, dark brownish color overall. We have ebony bridge, ebony fretboard, and then famous with all of Cornerstone's ukes, you have like this half sail kind of headstock. So one side is ebony, and the other side, just like the blue recon stone here around the rosette, you also have this half sail blue recon stone with multiple designs here on the top of the instrument, also with Cornerstone's logo here on the headstock itself. And then we have gold toe tuners, silver and black, right here on the back with the head plate, or sorry, the back plate right here. And then we have, of course, the Paua abalone shell that wraps all the way around the body, and then even around the perimeter of the fretboard right here, and then even around the perimeter of the headstock. Very common with all of Peter's instruments. So wonderful stuff. And then, like I mentioned before, with Cornerstone's instruments, Peter is known for having these arm bevels that is very universal depending on however orientation you like to hold your instrument. If you're one of those people that like to hold your instrument towards your body and like to stand up and you hold it more at like this 90-degree angle and you're strumming, notice how it comfortably fits right with my arm, so I can take full advantage of this bevel, this arm bevel. Or if you're more, say, classical like me and I hold my instrument on my right lap at a 45-degree angle and I want to hold my instrument like this, well, it still comes up just enough so that I can take, again, full advantage of the orientation of this arm bevel, just like this. Or if you're more like this, again, this just kind of fits any kind of orientation of how you want to hold the instrument. So nice little touch and just very synonymous with the Cornerstone ukulele. And then one last thing I wanted to mention too is that the side sound port, the three kind of leaf side sound port that Cornerstone's known for. With side sound ports, again, it's like you pretty much can hear an accurate representation of as if you're kind of sitting or standing in front of the instrument. It's impossible for you to be playing the instrument as well as standing in front of the instrument at the same time. So this allows you to hear a smaller representation of if you were to sit in front of the instrument. It also just provides another escape for the sound to leave the instrument. I like to think of like an image of, like, say you have a big blue water container bottle, and then you take the cap and it's upside down and all the water is trying to flow out of the inch of the water. It's almost like you just stab a hole on the side and now the water is flowing out somewhere else, so the water will drain quicker. It's kind of almost the same representation in my head. It's like when you're strumming or picking, you're putting sound into the instrument, and the majority of the sound will leave the instrument through this bigger sound hole, but because there's another hole in the instrument or in the bottle, you have another spot where the sound can leak out or the water can leak out. So now this sound is hitting your face, and again, that kind of leads to what it's a smaller representation of what it would sound like if you're sitting in front of the instrument. So I've learned to become a big fan of these side sound ports. It allows the instrument to breathe a little more, and again, you can hear the instrument for what it truly sounds like versus being behind the instrument, because again, you're not sitting in front of the instrument. So yeah, again, Cornerstone's instruments are like masterfully built. Peter's a masterful luthier. I got to meet him in person myself. Amazing guy. But just when I look at his work and his attention to detail, it is phenomenal. It is pretty much as close to perfect as can be. You can't find any glue marks. You can't find any, like, it's like a machine made it, but it's one guy making and assembling these instruments. And it's just from the gloss finish to just looking at every little crack and crevice of this instrument. It's just perfect. This is literally a work of art, but it's a playable masterpiece. So getting into the sound. Now for me, I've been playing Peter's work for quite a while, and for me, I always feel like I get more of that kind of warmer sound from his instruments, and I think that's the kind of sound that he's going for. So when I play his instruments, I get a very, and I really like this, a really rounded sound. With his instruments, you're not going to get too much of a punchy kind of sound, like say with what you get with a spruce top, or like say like if you put fluorocarbon strings on. So like I still get nice articulation and clarity, but it doesn't jump out at you. It's not like that. It's just a nice rounded sound. So you get a nice, well-rounded, more sweet kind of sound from his instrument. So if you're a fan of like nice warmer instruments where it's not, if you pick too hard it can sound a little harsh to your ears with how bright it is, this is a perfect instrument of being a really well-rounded kind of sound. From the low G string all the way to the middle of the strings to the A string. It just sounds so nice, and everything just meshes so well together. The note articulation. Everything just blends so well together. Yeah, the instruments are just so easy to play too. Clean instrument. You can even hear on the 12th fret. Nice vibrato, clean. And just nice round sound. It's not more like a piercing sound, or again, it just like cuts through the air, slices through the air. It just has a very rounded kind of sound. But even if you're playing here higher up on the fretboard, the 14th fret, very clean. Doing some strumming with more jazz advanced chords. Super clean if you're doing more jazz comp. Very clean. So this instrument can pretty much do it all. Bell-like harmonics. So here we go. Here's the sound sample of this instrument.